Good evening, everyone. The SoundExchange Influencers Series is a group of intimate nights that we hold around the country that's focused on exploring the creative ties that bind music. We've held the series around the country, Rock and Roll Hall of Fame in Cleveland, at the legendary Bluebird Cafe in Nashville, and tonight for the first time we're here in Chicago.
You guys had a history together. Josh, would you mind telling us how you all know each other?
I forgot my jacket on the way to the airport in 2009 in Los Angeles, which was a great move on my part because I ended up having breakfast with my illustrious manager, David, back there somewhere, and we're having breakfast, and in walks Kenny Loggins. And you and I talked for like an hour.
I'm drawing a blank. Keep going. We were talking earlier about musical influences. It was really my brother Dan that was my biggest musical influence. But the stuff that he totally immersed me in was R&B of that era, the early rock and roll, the doo-wop groups, and then on from the doo-wop into everything from Little Richard on through everywhere that went.
I definitely remember as a kid being very attracted to harmony, and so Loggins and Messina and the Eagles and Poco are all big influences on me as well.
For me, everybody that I've collaborated brings something different to the table. David Foster and I wrote some really good songs together, and then Stevie Nicks and I did Whenever I Call You Friend. It was a melody that I'd started. I had the chorus melody, and I saved it for Mike McDonald because I believed it was, and I could hear him doing that. And then I showed it to him, and he goes, I don't hear it. I don't get it. And then that was the melody that I ended up showing Stevie. And it was a teaching to me that just because somebody doesn't like it, you have to check inside and go, is this really good? Am I onto something here? And if your answer is still yes, then you've got to keep going with it and take it somewhere else.
I was saying to some SoundExchange folks earlier, we're not going to be able to keep creating music if we keep degrading how much a piece of music is worth. There's this moment I just can't describe. A song is really two things at the same time, which is a sort of a hard concept to grasp. The actual lyrics and melody and chords, the intellectual property of a song, and then a totally different entity is the actual recording that is made. But lots of times it's not the same person, and a great songwriter wrote a song, and then you're the artist, you played that song, and those are the artists that are getting just screwed. Because on FM radio right now in America, they get $0. It's really sort of crazy. It's
driving musicians out of the business.
Right.
It is.
Right.
But the positive side is that we have all this amazing direct fan-to-artist interaction. I do think it's very important that there be another entity that's not involved directly with labels, that's in charge of advocacy for artists. And I think that SoundExchange is one of the only ones out there that's really, really providing an invaluable service to people like us who wouldn't otherwise have the means to go track down our royalties and figure that process out. We have learned so much from SoundExchange, and we're proud that we cash those checks.
Let's have another drink. Don't take time.